Good morning, once again from Bellbrook, Ohio. This is day 3 of our missions trip with 5 of our students. And we've been serving at the Dayton Gospel Mission. Yesterday, man, they worked so hard. We got to the mission at 8:30 at night, and we left there about 7:30 or 8:30 in the morning, and left there about 7:30 in the evening. And they were working on projects all day, whether it be painting, whether it be cleanup, whether it be prepping for meals or organizing things. They really worked hard. And they also served the people that come to the mission daily. They come for a chapel service, and then they get a meal from that. And so that was fun watching them serve, working alongside of them. But for today's daily encouragement, our team is reading the Gospel of Mark. Today they're reading Mark 6 through 8, and I want to just take some time and share what God was impressing upon my heart as I read those 3 chapters this morning. And I want to take it out of Mark chapter 6. And this is 3 verses that kind of create a narrative that is, I think, very powerful, at least for me and my soul. And a little context to this first. Jesus sent out his 12 disciples. They went and they ministered to people. They preached the gospel. They healed. They cast out demons. They were doing ministry and ministering to the souls of people, and they came back and they were telling Jesus all about it. Okay. And Jesus says to them in verse 31, "Come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest a while." I mean, they have been giving, and they needed to stop and rest. They needed to recharge. Yet they got in a boat and they're going to a desolate place, but people caught wind of where they were going and they started running on foot. And a large crowd was actually there meeting them when they got to shore. Verse 34 says, "When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd and he had compassion on them." And that's, I think that's powerful, because here they were giving, and they needed to stop and they needed to rest. So they intentionally went to go be alone, and they met a large crowd of people. And instead of just getting in the boat, I mean, that's how I would have done it. Like, I just get in the boat and I'll just move on. These people will be tired and get tired at some point, and I will be able to be alone and rest, but that's not what Jesus did. He had compassion on them. And so what did he do? He taught them. It said that he in this narrative that he taught them, and he of course fed them. This is where you have the feeding of the 5,000, and this was really, really difficult. And by the way, this comes on the heels of John the Baptist being beheaded. And the other Gospels tell us that when Jesus heard this news, his heart was burdened and he needed to get alone with his Father. And but Mark doesn't. Mark talks about the beheading of John the Baptist, but doesn't talk about Jesus hearing the news of that. And anyway, Jesus has compassion on them, and so the point, or the thing that impresses me, is that here Jesus is giving even when his tank is on empty. And we got to remember that Jesus is still, he's 100% God, it's true, but he's 100% human. So he gets tired and he gets hungry, and he's worn out. He needs to rest and he needs to get alone, and he sees that with his disciples as well. But I want to connect this again now to verse 46. After all of this takes place, after he ministers to this big crowd, he says, "And after he had taken leave of them, He sent his disciples on in a boat to go across the way. He went up on the mountain to pray. And so Jesus was able to get alone, get away, and rest. But what did rest look like for him? Rest didn't mean, hey, I just want to relax and kind of tune my mind and my heart out. No, rest was connected to this idea of spending time with his Father. He went up to a mountain, and what did he do? He prayed. And I think that oftentimes we don't think of rest as quieting our heart before God and spending time with him and praying, just praying, talking to him, recharging our batteries. So my application was a prayer that I wrote out. It says, Lord, help me to view rest as a time to be quiet, a time to quiet my heart before you and pray. May my time with you be what recharges my soul. Help me to rest, but help me to give to others even when I'm on empty. That is my prayer for myself today as we go to day 3 of our trip. I know our team's tired. I'm tired. But my prayer is that God would give me the strength to give even when I'm empty, but then I would be able to quiet my soul and rest and pray and recharge in him. May that be your challenge perhaps as well. God bless.